Surrounded by the beautiful Rocky Mountains, it's time to jump into winter. Hi, I'm Brenda Buglione, and we've got a great show lined up for you this week. We met up with gold medal Olympian Johnny Mosley and found out what he's up to these days. Plus, we took a journey halfway around the world to Central Asia to find a unique skiing experience. All that and a whole lot more is on the way. Stay tuned, you're watching Snow Motion.
Would it be easier if we had no shoes, no time to kill, and nothing to lose, and no worries but the great blue sky, and looking for shade when the sun gets high, we're climbing up that coconut tree. If it's time for one of nature's treats, would it be easier?
Being 40 feet above the half pipe is insane. You see the crowd, you see the ground, you see the trees, flipping, twisting, somehow land on your feet. It's really the best feeling in the world. Some people say my style is effortless, but it's kind of my dirty secret that it really isn't. How are you going to take it from being good to being great? You have to train harder and go bigger. It's extra time on the slopes, falling, getting up and doing it again. It's the way I ski, the way I choose to express myself, and the way I live my life.
What we've done at Surefoot is really changed the way that you get ski boots.
The sun shines bright.
This boot is made for your foot. The difference is amazing. You'll ski better, they're better fitting, better skiing than anything you've ever experienced.
I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me. And life is good the way it should.
Snow Motion is brought to you by The New Mitch by Paul Mitchell. Style isn't born, it's groomed. And by Surefoot. Better fitting, better skiing. He's competed in the Olympics and the X Games. He's even hosted Saturday Night Live. Plus, he's a pretty good skier. This week, we had a chance to catch up with Johnny Mosley. Let's take a look. Today's chairlift ride is with Olympic medalist Johnny Mosley. Johnny, what are you doing after you won the gold medal in the moguls?
Oh my God, that was so long ago, Brenda. Well, right after I won, it was awesome. It was a crazy, crazy time, and I then did, X Games and did some filming, and then I went back to the '02 Olympics and did the dinner roll, got fourth.
The dinner roll.
Yep. Then I hung up the boards, went back and finished my undergrad. While I was doing my undergrad, I was doing a lot of TV work. So I hosted Saturday Night Live in 2002, which, while I was hosting, MTV called me and said, hey, do you want to host this show, the Real World Road Rules Challenges? So I got into kind of like TV hosting, which sort of supported my life while I was going to school. And now I do a variety of things.
You're a dad?
Yep, a dad. Got 2 kids. Got married along the way somewhere. Had 2 kids, and I'm the chief mountain host at Squaw Valley, which is probably my favorite job. It's a great time. Ski around with people, promote the place. It's an easy sell.
You grew up there, right?
Grew up there. Grew up skiing there. Learned to ski there. The instructor that I learned from is still there, and skied on the race team, then the freestyle team, and now my kids are in the Mighty Might program there. Or my oldest is, and. It's just something about the terrain, the way the snow falls, the way it all sets up that I really love.
So I would love you to describe your winning run.
Oh yeah? Well, let's see. All right, so you're at the Olympics. It's a high pressure situation. I had come into the Olympics. I had won the World Cups previous, and in one of those World Cups, I had debuted the 360 mute grab, which was sort of not a trick I invented. There was about 3 guys doing it, but we all kind of started doing it in the moguls around the same time. And I did that trick in Breckenridge right before the Olympics, and the judges loved it. And so I went to the Olympics, and so the pressure was kind of on me to win. So it was just a matter of execution. I went out there in the first qualification run, stuck it, won the qualification, which means I ran last. So in the final, which was extremely nerve-wracking because you're standing at the top, you know, you've been up there, everyone's going, the score, you hear the scores, you hear the crowd, and these guys are all laying down the runs of their life. The one thing that I, you know, knew in my mind through training and preparation is I knew I just had to execute what I knew how to do, which was a good feeling. Sure. So I had this list of skills, and that's what I used to focus on. And you know, one of them was like, you know, weight shift right away, hands right away, and you know, as soon as you start thinking about that stuff,
you're in.
that's just skiing,
yeah.
right? That's what you know how to do, and you can think about it, and that kind of calmed me down. And then I pushed out and double twister spread off the top, which is kind of a standard trick at the time. Got a little out of control in the middle, and just got my feet back under me at the last minute before the bottom air, and I just like boosted the takeoff. I felt like my feet almost come out of my boots.
I could feel it, I could feel it.
And I just had like the perfect rotation in the air. You know, when you're just, you don't even have to do anything. The thing's just spinning. You reach down, grab your ski, and you're just like, yo. And I remember thinking, I got this. And I just like put my landing gear down and skied through the finish, and I was just like, and then the cameraman looked at me, and he gets it first, right, in his ear, because the score hadn't come up. And he looks at me, and he's like, he's got the camera up, and he's like, and I'm like,
who has goosebumps out
there? My you know, family's in the
goosebumps.
crowd. Like, my dad's never jumped more than 6 inches off the ground. He's like 4 feet in the air. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's a great lesson for everyone out there. When they want to perform, they got to think about their technique and what they're doing, and then the results come.
100%. I mean, we had some great, you know, the ski team provided some great help previous to the Olympics, and one of those guys really helped me try to like write down what I did in training and sort of, you know, try to only think about the rewards of a gold medal, the concept of a gold medal, like a little bit a day, and then just think about technique and stuff like that.
Are you more confident in the moguls, or are you more confident in the air?
Well, you know, lucky I was pretty damn confident in both, because I grew up doing 3 events. You know, after we got into freestyle, everybody did all events. I spent a lot of time on the hill doing ballet, which I got teased mercilessly for last trip we were on. But I always look at people and I'm just like, whatever. That's why I can recover and ski backwards and do all this stuff.
And be out of balance.
Exactly.
Right?
I did aerials pretty seriously. I was doing triple twisting, triple backflips, and then I was also a serious mogul skier. So when I skied combined all 3 events on the World Cup, so I was high level. And when I decided to specialize in moguls, you know, I had all this experience, and that's why I was probably one of the first guys to start doing the inverts and the bumps and stuff too. Because once you do triple twisting, triple backflips, you know, the back full, the D-spin, the dinner roll are pretty basic tricks.
Basic. Okay, I don't know if I want my kids to be upside down in the air with skis on.
Me either. Trust me. I'm like scared to death that my kids are gonna want to do freestyle. I don't know.
Well, this could have been my favorite. I shouldn't do that to anyone else, but my favorite ride.
That's what they all say.
I bet. Do you think it's your smile? What is it?
That was a joke.
All right, here we are at the top. Should we just bomb it? Are
Yeah,
we
let's
bombing
bomb
down?
it.
You
I
gotta
don't know.
catch a plane.
I gotta catch a plane. I gotta go home. I've been on the road for a couple weeks, so
Okay, here we
it'd
go.
be nice to get home.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Brenda.
You're welcome.
All right.
That's awesome.
Stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to take a trip to Central Asia and find out how they ski on the other side of the world. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Snow Motion.
Squaw Valley and Alpine Meadows have combined to offer 6,000 acres, 43 lifts, and 10 terrain parks in one amazing winter setting. Stay in the village at Squaw Valley, just steps from the lifts, and enjoy all that the North Lake Tahoe region has to offer. Squaw Valley and Alpine Meadows. Plan your extraordinary winter adventure.
Being 40 feet above the half pipe is insane. You see the crowd, you see the ground, you see the trees, flipping, twisting, somehow land on your feet. It's really the best feeling in the world. Some people say my style is effortless, but you know, it's kind of my dirty secret that it really isn't. How are you going to take it from being good to being great? You have to train harder and go bigger. It's extra time on the slopes, falling, getting up and doing it again. It's the way I ski, the way I choose to express myself, and the way I live my life.
heard it said before, but if you're gonna own only one piece of ski equipment, that piece of equipment should be your ski boots. It's what connects your foot to the snow. I went to my friend Russ at Surefoot and he fitted me for the perfect boot.
The ski boots are different from like a shoe store or shoes. You walk into a shoe store, you put a shoe on, it fits, it doesn't fit. The ski boot manufacturers, you know, they're trying to sell as many boots as possible, and none of them can focus on your needs, whether you have a high instep, a wide foot, a narrow heel or whatnot. They're trying to fit as many feet as possible. When I actually mold the inner exactly to your foot, so it is your foot's impression inside the ski boot. You know, if you go into a rental shop and you try on boots and stuff, they're never going to be close enough to your foot to make skiing easier for you, and you get a boot that's not really designed for your foot. Your foot will be moving around inside the ski boot. With a traditional ski boot, it takes a lot of time for the boot to break down and mold to your foot. What we do here at Surefoot is we eliminate that break-in process. Why waste time breaking in a boot, trying on numerous boots when we make the boot especially to your foot? Ski boots, that's the #1 thing. It's the most important thing that connects your body to the ski, and if they're fitted properly to your feet, then it makes skiing so much easier. But if you don't have a proper fitting boot, it doesn't matter what ski you're skiing on. You talk to anyone on the hill, you know, ski boots are the #1 concern amongst people, that they always bother them and whatnot. And if we can eliminate the pain that people have with ski boots and can make it more enjoyable from the second they put their foot into a ski boot and enjoy the whole day throughout, then yeah, it helps immensely. And lift your heel up for me, and back down. And point your foot in just a hair. When you get your custom boot from Surefoot, regardless whether you're a lady or a man, it's molded individually to your foot. We start off by scanning your foot. We find out how your foot is shaped, the type of foot that you have, how your weight is being distributed, what your foot does in a neutral stance, in a weighted stance, in an unweighted stance. And then we talk to you about the level of skier you are, how much skiing you like to do, what you're looking for from a ski boot. I have the inner dimensions from all of my ski boot manufacturers that'll tell me which boot is best suited to your ability and the type of skiing that you like to do and your foot shape. After we scan your foot, we also place an orthotic that supports your foot thoroughly, so your foot's being supported, and then we mold the liner around your foot to the shell that's best suited to your ability. With this type of a ski boot, when it's molded right to your foot, your brain thinks turn with your foot. You'll get direct response from your foot to the boot to the ski. It makes skiing so much more effortless. It's worth it because, you know, if it can make skiing more fun for you, that's ultimately what we're shooting for. But, you know, a decent pair of ski boots could last anyone, you know, 5 to 10 years. And if you break it down, it's really not that expensive, you know? It's all comfort. If you're pain-free and you advance your skiing ability, it makes a huge difference. We guarantee everything we do at Surefoot. So if, you know, I have 24 other Surefoots that back up the guarantee. If you go skiing in another resort and you're having problems with your boot, you go in there, we'll work on it. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or full-bore expert, I think it'll help you ski everything better. I mean, the quicker you think, turn with your foot, you get direct response from your foot to the boot to the ski. It makes everything much easier, whether it's powder, crud, ice, or hardpack. It doesn't matter. It just gives you a better feel for the snow, makes skiing much more easier. Skiing's been my life. It's all I've ever done. I want to pass that passion on to other people, and I think that one thing that holds people back in skiing is ski boots. Ski boots are uncomfortable for a lot of people. What we try to do here at Surefoot is we try to make the whole skiing experience more enjoyable. It starts with having comfortable ski boots. Makes a big difference.
This week, we took a journey halfway around the world to Central Asia to find a unique skiing experience. The crew at B4 Opry Media was able to capture fresh powder lines and first descents. Check out this epic adventure in Jalpak Tash.
So right now we are in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan. We're here to do some skiing.
When I told most people I was coming to Kyrgyzstan, they asked me where, and they thought I was talking about Kazakhstan. They totally thought I was crazy, and who knows, we might be. It's -20, and we don't really have any idea where we are right now.
I first came to Kyrgyzstan about 4 years ago with a good group of friends from back home in Colorado. We just spent, about 3 months checking out different zones, and we were looking for the right spot to develop this program in. just got to the yurt. A little bit pooched, but it's I don't know. It's pretty next level for sure. Definitely gonna be very cool. Party at Jalpakdash.
Party at Jalpakdash.
Jalpakdash is the name of this spot. The setup is simple, you know, it's designed as like a base camp for skiing. So we've got, you know, just a lot of sleeping area and then 2 central tables and a wood stove and small kitchen zone, everything you need.
The tour is, as we Canadians say, an absolute beauty.
Well, I've skied a lot of places. Skied all over South America and North America and Europe, the Alps, India.
As the week went on, the stories grew and grew. But I think it pretty much peaked out when he told us how he was fishing. He was getting all seasick and whatnot, and to basically medicate himself against the seasickness, he decided to catch a fish, cut it open, pull out its heart while it's still beating, and eat it.
Part of my inspiration of being here definitely is Ryan. I really respect what he's done. What Ryan's done is begin to actually reintroduce winter tourism into this area. And so all the money goes boom, boom, boom directly into the Kyrgyz food chain.
Ryan has done something greater than himself, and I don't think he realizes it. I know what skiing in Kyrgyzstan means, and it means big mountains.
This entire experience of skiing out of the yurt has been, you know, it's definitely been one of a kind. I've been living in down booties for a week, and I've never been so stoked.
The people here are super warm and inviting, and that to me, it was kind of surprising, which is sad, but I guess we just live in a culture of fear where we're afraid of these places even though we don't know much about them.
By the time we got our skis on our feet, it seemed like it was really just a bonus to the entire thing, and it's that entire full experience that really makes the trip special, and that's what it's really all about.
Stay tuned to Snow Motion. When we come back, we're going to cue up our ski tip and help you become a better skier.
What we've done at Surefoot is really changed the way that you get ski boots.
The sun shines bright.
This boot is made for your foot. The difference is amazing. You'll ski better, they're better fitting, better skiing than anything you've ever experienced.
I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me. And life is good the way it should.
Squaw Valley and Alpine Meadows have combined to offer 6,000 acres, 43 lifts, and 10 terrain parks in one amazing winter setting. Stay in the village at Squaw Valley, just steps from the lifts, and enjoy all that the North Lake Tahoe region has to offer. Squaw Valley and Alpine Meadows. Plan your extraordinary winter adventure.
Snow Motion is brought to you by GoPro, the world's most versatile camera. Wear it, mount it, love it. And by Vocal, believe in the power of engineering. Skiing the steeps is one of my favorite things to do. I'm going to give you some tips so that you will love it as much as I do. A common mistake people make while skiing the steeps is that they don't keep their upper body facing down the hill. If I'm afraid to go down this steep and I lean into the hill, I slide. You think that it's going to give me security, but it doesn't. I lose my edge pressure. What you want to do is keep your chest facing down the hill. If I face down the hill, my edges will drive into the snow and I will have control. If this is the slope and this is you, if the hill gets steeper, you have to make a move and get forward. When you're skiing the steeps, you want to be in that athletic stance, shins forward, knees bent, hands in front, so that you can pressure the front of the ski. Try not to get back here, because then you won't be able to control your skis. So when I'm skiing the steeps, I try to make a lot of turns because that will control my speed. So the two most important things when skiing the steeps are keeping your body facing down the hill and always pole plant. The pole plant will help you get up and forward for every single turn. The men and women of the U.S. Ski and Snowboard team train day in and day out to compete against the best in the world. Oftentimes, we only see them with their helmets on and their goggles down. Let's cue up that athlete profile and take a closer look.
We came up to Fallon, Nevada, to the Navy base up here. We had an incredible opportunity to come up here and get in some fighter jets. Just in case.
So the idea with bringing Kelly and I were here was that we live a similar lifestyle to what a lot of the fighter pilots, a lot of the sailors do on a daily basis. We're both constantly getting that adrenaline rush. We're seeking thrills.
They're gonna put Stacy Cook and myself in some F-18 fighters, and I'm sure it's gonna be a pretty wild ride. We started the day off meeting some servicemen and women that are out there serving our country, and it was just an amazing meet and greet and cool opportunity to kind of connect with the people on the base here.
From there we had lunch on the base and then went straight to flight training.
We had a condensed version since we're only going up for one flight. But all the same, it was actually way more in depth than I had thought it was going to be. I was trying to compare, what it might be like to be in a plane, with snowboarding, being on roller coasters, and after the flight training today, I just don't think it's comparable. Once we got up there, I felt really comfortable, and you don't realize how graceful those planes are. We were flying with an F-16 next to us, and I was in the F-18, and it was like the acrobatics that they can do and the maneuvering that they can do is it's pretty unreal.
There was a few times in the air where we would just chit chat, and he would ask about my sport and I would ask about what he does. And so that was pretty cool to really have that time. We were in the middle of nowhere for a while, and then we were doing like a scenic tour through places that I knew, and so I'd be like, oh, this lake, or that's this mountain. And so it's cool for him to kind of identify that through my knowledge too.
I was amazed at how physically demanding it was just sitting in a seat in the plane. It's, you know, you're constantly having to be aware of what's going on around you, focusing on your breathing, making sure that, you know, you're not getting disoriented. You basically have to pay attention all the time. It was really enjoyable for me, and I don't know, I can't compare it to any other experience I've had.
It's good to work with people that are pursuing their dreams and doing great work representing our country, really.
Thanks for watching Snow Motion. We had a blast this week, and I hope you get a chance to go out and hit the slopes. I'm Brenda Biglione, and we'll see you next time.
Would it be easier if we had no shoes, no time to kill, and nothing to lose, and no worries but the great blue sky, and looking for shade when the sun gets high, or climbing up that coconut tree. If it's time for one of nature's treats, would it be easy?